Hello everyone, my name is Kataria Ghanshyam and my presentation topic is the influence of Sophocles on T.P. Kailasam's play The Curse or Karna. This is my introduction. The table of content. In this presentation, we will discuss about the intriguing subtitle of the play, introduction of the author, background of the play, about Sophocles, Oedipus, the tragic hero, Karna as a tragic hero, and conclusion. The intriguing subtitle, The Curse or Karna, an impression of Sophocles in 5 acts. This is the title given by Kailasam to this play. In K.R.S. Iyengar's words, it is described by the author as an impression of Sophocles in 5 acts, and indeed there is something of an Oedipus fatality and glow in Kailasam's Karna. Destiny weaves its coil relentlessly, and whichsoever he may turn, Oedipus or Karna, he is caught in the meshes, checkmate at every turn, thwarted and defeated again and again, but also purified and glorified in the progress. About the author, T.P. Kailasam in full, Tyagraj Paramsiva Iyer Kailasam was an Indian prominent playwright and in Kannada literature. Literary criticism in Kannada literature is said to start after Kailasam's work. He was given the title of Prahasana Prapitamaha. That means the great grandfather of humorous plays. He was also given he is said as the one and only Kailasam of Kannada. His famous English plays are Fulfillment, Purpose, and the Brahmin's Curse, or it can be said as the Curse or Karna. The background of the play, this play Karna is written from is the theme of the play is taken from Adi Parva, Sabha Parva, and Karna Parva from the Mahabharata. Vyasa dismissed the Karna in the word of Draupadi as Papishtama Mathim Karnam, and he is represented as the evil genius of Duryodhana in the great epic Mahabharata. In Kailasam's play, all this is changed, and it raises once again the fundamental question of the freedom of art. So, in this play, Kailasam takes the creative liberty of changing the perspective of the character of the Karna. In literature, as in politics, no man has a right to invade the freedom of another. uh, by transposing Karna's education under Parshuram to an earlier period of his life, by keeping out the charioteer from the scene of context, by giving to Karna a speech while in exactly the opposite of what Vyasa gives him in the Sabha, by giving a distorted version of Gita, by withholding Krishna's speech to Karna, where he gives a catalog of his sins of commission and omission, by suppressio veri, changing the perspective of this tale, and suggestio falsi, falsify some facts to give this perspective in this play. Kailasam has produced a Karna who may not recognize himself in the original, in the Vyasa's the epic Mahabharata. Introduction of Sophocles. Sophocles was a playwright and the second of the three greatest Greek writers of tragedy, with Aeschylus and Euripides. He is known best for what he wrote about Oedipus, the mythological figure who proved central to Freud and the history of psychoanalysis. The He produced more than 100 of plays, but in this present time, only seven of the tragedies is survived in the time, and 80 or 90 of his plays are in fragments. Those The seven plays that are still in this present is Oedipus Tyrannus, Oedipus at Colonus, Antigone, Electra, Trachine, Ajax, and Philotetes. The tragic hero of Sophocles, Oedipus. In Oedipus, in here we will discuss about what is the we can say connect to the this play Karna. In Oedipus, he keeps his virtuosity throughout. He is wise for having defeated the phoenix is in solving the riddle, which in turn during the plague, and when Creon said they must find the killer of King Louis, they turned to him because he is wise and able to solve the puzzle. Oedipus also shows compassion and empathy to the children who are suffering from the plague that has besieged. The most important virtue that Oedipus has kept, despite the flow of murdering his birth father, marrying his mother, and having children with her at the oracle, claimed is that of integrity. When the Delphi oracle told Creon that they must cast out the perpetrator of this murder of King Louis, once Oedipus realized that he was the one who did this disparaging act, he himself punished himself with gouging out his eyes, going blind, and asking to be cast out. So, in the character of Oedipus, he may have this fatality of not knowing those his birth facts, but he is still a person with integrity and wiseness, that he knows the how to do justice of facts, and that's how even if he was the perpetrator, he punished himself, despite the fact that the fate has not in his hand. Now, the Karna as the tragic hero. The dramatist represents him as the beveled bubble of the jeering gods. Karna, as understood by Kailasam, is, however, the victim of a tragedy of fate. A curse hangs over his birth, life, and death. The Karna of Mahabharata, like many other characters in the epic, but he, more than others, is a web of mingled yarn, good and ill together, valor and vindictiveness, magnanimity and meanness. It was not very difficult, therefore, for Kailasam to turn Karna's life into a tragic drama. In the character of Oedipus, there is arrogance and quickness in his decision, and also there is a fatality in here in Karna. There is also a duality of things, that he is cursed, and also he is still a virtuous person and righteous, but his action is in favor of wrong. The working out of the curse punctuates the didramatic action, giving every time a new edge of despair to Karna's giant endeavors to redeem himself and redeem his royal friend and master, Duryodhana. And he dies as he has lived, valorous and bountiful and pure, yet also frustrated and discomfited. Like in Oedipus, he does not know about the facts, and eventually the prophecy affects him, but he is still a virtuous person and have a wiseness to punish himself. In here, Karna have this curse that affect his life, even though he is trying to live purely. This can be seen in this dialogue between Karna and him, where he is in a way trying. He's asking, not asking, but he is uh, questioning his fate, and is hurt. He's saying that, bear with me, Brikadara. What stayed my hand from slaying thee on the day of Pariksha? What numbed my arm on the day of Panchali Swayamvara? What paralyzed mine arm and did stop me from rescuing her from clutch of human brutes? Was but a relentless curse of dread Rama. Pity me, the helpless victim of a Brahmin's curse. So here he is. Uh, he is complaining about this curse, that even though he is trying to live as pure and righteous, in his action, there in between there is always this Brahmin's curse is dwelling upon him. Conclusion. In Kailasam's play, Karna is redeemed by nobility of motives precisely because passion is not translated into action. Karna thus converts his inferiority complex into a moral superiority and a curse into a blessing. So his action is not supporting his will, and the curse is coming out most of the time, and he is also in the wrong side. But he is trying to live with purity and with compassion, and that's how he is creating an escape from his curse, and he is trying to be a righteous person. Karna is affiliated not by the Brahmin's curse, but by that which is the cause of that curse, the irregularity of his origin. The sins of parents are visited upon the children. He is the victim of society's will to live. Society cast him out. Having received no kindness from society, he owes it no obligation. The victim of society turns out to be the enemy of society. His obligations are purely personal, and Karna becomes the nemesis of Pandavas. So the his action his the this curse have less to do to his character than more the society, and his birth facts is responsible for his tragic flow. In the same way, if we see the flow of the Oedipus, then we can find that his action is less responsible than the fact that his birth facts are hidden from him, and that's why the tragic flow happens, because his birth facts are hidden, and that's how it affects his action. This is references. Thank you, everyone. If now you can ask me questions.
So, Kanisha, my question is, how does the theme of pet in the Curse of Karna resemble Sophocles' work?
The theme of fate in Sophocles' character of this Oedipus, he does not know about his birth facts, and only about this prophecy. And as the story goes on, these facts is cleared, and the mystery reveals, and that's how in shock this fate is playing a role. But in curse of Karna, there is this curse is already given to Karna, but whenever he tries to do something righteous, and then this curse is affecting when he is battling with Arjun, or trying to defend Draupadi, then only this is coming out, and it is affecting Karna's actions, and that's how this fate is affecting this. character of Karna.
Sham, according to you, which key differences exist in tragic elements of Oedipus and Karna's story?
uh, the difference between the elements of Oedipus and Karna is that in Oedipus, the story starts with when he is already became the king of Thebes, and is a mystery around the murder of King Louis, and then one by one mystery is revealed, and the fate affects the character of Oedipus. In Karna, the beginning of the play, in the first act, he is cursed by Rama, and as play goes, we see that whenever he is trying to do a righteous thing, the curse is affecting him. So this is the difference, that one is not knowing his fate or facts, and one is able to know, and he knows that, but he cannot escape that.